The Galactic Council receives an urgent transmission from the Outer Rim. Captain Rex of the human exploration vessel Pioneer sends a distress call that changes everything. His ship has discovered something terrifying in the void between galaxies. Council. Members. Rex's voice crackles through the communication array. We found them. The Devourers are real, and they're coming. For centuries, the Council had dismissed the Devourer myths as ancient folklore. These creatures were said to consume entire star systems, leaving nothing but empty space. Now Rex's data proves they exist. His ship's sensors detected a massive fleet of biomechanical vessels heading toward the galaxy's edge. Admiral Kane, Earth's representative on the Council, studies the readings with growing alarm. The Devourer fleet stretches across several light years. Each ship appears to be a living organism fused with dark technology. They feed on stellar energy and leave dead systems in their wake. How long do we have? Asks Council Leader Voss, a reptilian being from the Centauri sector. Rex's response sends chills through the chamber. 6 months, maybe less. They're moving. Faster than anything we've ever recorded. The Council erupts in panic. Member species begin calculating escape routes and preparing evacuation fleets. Some suggest surrendering valuable systems to appease the Devourers. Others propose hiding in the galaxy's core, hoping the creatures will pass by. Admiral Kane stands slowly. His weathered face shows no fear, only determination. There will be no running, he declares. Earth calls for a war council. The other species look at him with a mixture of pity and disbelief. Humans are newcomers to galactic politics. Their single fleet, while impressive for such a young species, seems insignificant against the approaching threat. Admiral Kane says, Commander Nix of the Tau Empire, your courage is admirable, but one human fleet cannot stop this menace. We should focus on evacuation. Kane's eyes narrow. One fleet? Who said anything about one fleet? He activates his personal communicator and speaks clearly. This is Admiral Kane to Earth Command. Authorization Omega-7. Declassify Project Armada. The holographic display at the center of the council chamber flickers to life. What appears makes every being in the room gasp. The display shows not one, but 11 massive fleets positioned at strategic points throughout human space. Each fleet is larger than anything the galaxy has ever seen. Dreadnought-class vessels stretch for kilometers. Carrier ships house thousands of fighters. Support vessels carry weapons that defy known physics. The Earth Defense Force presents 11 full battle fleets, Kane announces calmly. We've been preparing for this day since we joined the galactic community. Council Leader Voss stares at the display in shock. This is impossible. Our intelligence reports showed only one human fleet. Kane smiles grimly. You saw what we wanted you to see. Humans have a saying, speak softly and carry a big stick. We prefer to let our actions speak. The revelation stuns the Council. Earth, the species they had considered militarily insignificant, possesses the largest combined fleet in galactic history. Each ship is equipped with experimental technology developed in secret research facilities. Admiral Kane continues. For 200 years, humans have studied every conflict in galactic history. We learned from your victories and your defeats. We prepared for the day when the galaxy would face a threat too great for diplomacy. Captain Rex's voice interrupts from the communication array. Admiral, I'm reading massive energy signatures from human space. Are those your fleets mobilizing? Affirmative, Captain. All 11 fleets are moving to defensive positions. The first fleet will rendezvous with your ship for intelligence gathering. The council chamber falls. Silent. Representatives who moments before were planning evacuation routes now stare at the human admiral with new respect and fear. Commander Nix speaks first. Admiral Kane, Why didn't you reveal this capability before? Kane's expression hardens. Because power revealed too early is power wasted. We needed you to see the threat first. Now you understand what we're fighting for. The display shows the 11 human fleets moving with perfect coordination. Each fleet follows pre-planned routes, suggesting years of preparation. Support vessels carry supplies for extended campaigns. Medical ships prepare for casualties on an unprecedented scale. The Devourers expect to find a scattered, frightened galaxy, Kane states. Instead, they'll face humanity at full strength. We don't just defend Earth. We defend every world, every species, every life in this galaxy. As the session ends, one truth becomes clear to all present. The galaxy had been protected by a guardian they never knew existed. Earth had been preparing for war, while others prepared for peace. The Devourers were coming, but they would not find the galaxy defenseless. 3 days after Admiral Kane's revelation. The Galactic Council convenes an emergency war summit. Representatives from every major species gather on the neutral station of Haven Point. The mood is tense as delegates struggle to process the reality of human military power. Admiral Kane enters the war room flanked by General Stone, Earth's chief military strategist, and Dr. Wells, head of human weapons development. The trio carries data tablets containing classified information that will reshape galactic understanding of human capabilities. Honored delegates, Kane begins, you've seen our fleets. Now you must understand what they carry. The holographic display activates, showing a cutaway view of a human dreadnought. The ship's internal structure defies conventional design. Where other species build ships around single weapon systems, humans have created floating arsenals. Dr. Wells steps forward. Every human warship incorporates technology adapted from galactic conflicts spanning 3 centuries. We studied the Vegan War, the Centauri Rebellion, and 50 other major battles. The display zooms in on the ship's primary weapons array. Massive cannons line the hull, but their design looks familiar to several delegates. Those are modified Corvin plasma cannons, gasps Ambassador Tal of the Corvin Collective. But the power output readings, they're 10 times stronger than our originals. Dr. Wells nods. We took your excellent design and solved its cooling problem. Our ships can fire continuously for hours without overheating. We also increased the plasma density using techniques learned from Andromedan mining operations. The revelation stuns the Corvin delegation. Their most advanced weapons have become the baseline for human armaments. General Stone takes over the presentation. Our strategy incorporates lessons from every defeat suffered by galactic forces. The Tau Empire lost the Battle of Kepler because their ships couldn't coordinate effectively. We solved that. The display shows human fleet formations moving in. Perfect synchronization. Each ship responds instantly to tactical changes, creating fluid battle patterns impossible with traditional communication delays. How? Demands Commander Nix. Quantum communication has range limitations. We developed quantum entanglement networks, Stone explains. Every ship in our fleets shares instantaneous data. Our captains think as one mind while maintaining individual tactical flexibility. The implications terrify the assembled delegates. Humans have solved the coordination problem that has plagued fleet warfare for millennia. Dr. Wells continues. The demonstration. The Zephyrian Armada fell to superior Devourer regeneration capabilities. Their bioships, healed faster than conventional weapons, could damage them. The display shows human ships deploying strange, crystalline projectiles. Upon impact, the crystals burrow into enemy hulls and begin spreading. Nanodisruptors, Wells explains. They prevent cellular regeneration at the molecular level. The biomechanical ships cannot heal while under nano attack. Elder Zax of the Zephyrian Remnant leans forward. With interest, You developed this specifically for the Devourers? We developed countermeasures for every known threat type, Kane replies. Biomechanical entities, energy beings, machine intelligences, and several categories that don't yet exist. The war room falls silent as delegates absorb this information. Humans haven't just built a large fleet. They've created a technological solution to galactic warfare itself. Vega of the Trade Federation raises a shaking hand. Admiral Kane, your species joined the galactic community only 200 years ago. How did you develop such advanced technology so quickly? Kane's expression grows serious. Because we had to. Humans learned early that the galaxy is dangerous. We chose to become more dangerous than our threats. General Stone activates another display showing human manufacturing capabilities. Asteroid mining operations, orbital shipyards, and automated production facilities span dozens of star systems. Our industrial capacity exceeds the combined output of the next 5 galactic powers, Stone states matter-of-factly. We can replace losses faster than any enemy can inflict them. The numbers on the display make several delegates gasp. Human production rates dwarf anything previously recorded in galactic history. Dr. Wells adds the final revelation. Every technology we've shown you represents our standard equipment. Our experimental weapons remain classified. The statement hangs in the air like a challenge. If these miraculous technologies are standard, what horrors hide in human research? Facilities? Council Leader Voss finally speaks. Admiral Kane, why share this information now? You could have continued hiding your true strength. Kane's reply is simple but profound. Because secrets are luxuries we can no longer afford. The Devourers threaten everything we've built. Total victory requires total trust. He gestures to the assembled delegates. We need your industrial support, your intelligence networks, and your star charts. In return, we offer you something no military force has ever provided: guaranteed victory. The War Summit ends with a new understanding. Humanity hasn't just revealed hidden fleets. They've exposed a military philosophy based on absolute preparation and overwhelming technological superiority. The galaxy now knows its true guardians. Captain, Rex's exploration ship, Pioneer, detects the anomaly first. His sensors scream warnings as space itself seems to bend and twist 2 light-years ahead. The Devourer Vanguard has arrived 3 weeks early. Admiral Kane, this is Captain Rex. The enemy is here. Repeat, the Devourers have arrived ahead of schedule. Rex's voice carries across quantum communication networks to 11 human fleets positioned throughout the galaxy. Admiral Kane, aboard the flagship Defiance with the First Fleet, receives the message with grim satisfaction. All fleet commanders, this is Kane. Implement Protocol 7. The war begins now. The First Fleet moves toward Rex's position with deadly precision. 50 dreadnoughts, 200 destroyers, and countless support vessels accelerate to combat speed. Their destination, humanity's first real test against the galaxy's oldest nightmare. Through his ship's viewports, Rex watches something impossible emerge from twisted space. A Devourer ship breaks through dimensional barriers. It's biomechanical, pulsing with dark energy. The vessel stretches 30 kilometers from bow to stern, covered in what looks like living metal that breathes and shifts constantly. My God, whispers Rex's science officer, Lieutenant Park. It's beautiful and terrifying. More Devourer ships follow the first. Each vessel unique, grown rather than built, displaying organic curves fused with geometric weapon arrays. There, hulls shimmer with colors that shouldn't exist, suggesting technology beyond normal physics. Rex counts 27 enemy vessels before his sensors overload. The Devourer Vanguard represents more firepower than most species possess in their entire fleets. Captain, reports his tactical officer, I'm reading massive energy buildup across the enemy formation. They're preparing to fire. The first devourer. Attack comes without warning. Beams of pure darkness lance across space, striking Rex's ship with impossible force. The Pioneer's shields collapse instantly, and hull plating begins dissolving at the molecular level. Shields down. Hull breach on decks 4 through 7. Shouts the damage control officer. Rex fights to keep his ship operational as more dark. Energy beams sweep space around him. The weapons don't just destroy matter. They seem to erase it from existence entirely. Then the cavalry arrives. The first fleet drops out of hyperspace in perfect formation. Admiral Kane's flagship Defiance leads the charge, its massive bulk dwarfing even the largest Devourer vessels. Behind it, human dreadnoughts spread into attack formation with mechanical precision. "This is Admiral Kane to all enemy vessels," comes the broadcast on all frequencies. "You have entered Terran-protected space. Withdraw immediately or face destruction." Devourer response comes in the form of concentrated fire from their entire fleet. Dark energy beams converge on the Defiance, enough firepower to vaporize a small moon. The human flagship doesn't even slow down. Kane's ship charges through the energy barrage, its experimental shields converting the dark energy into harmless light. Hull-mounted weapons return fire with devastating effect. "Fire nano-disruptors," Kane orders calmly. Crystalline projectiles streak from human ships, each one guided by quantum targeting systems. They strike Devourer hulls and begin their deadly work. Living metal that had existed for millennia suddenly stops regenerating. The largest Devourer ship staggers as its biomechanical systems fail. For the first time in recorded history, a Devourer vessel shows signs of true damage. "Impossible," breathes Rex, watching from his crippled ship. They're actually hurting them. The battle develops quickly. Human ships move with perfect coordination, their quantum communication networks allowing instant tactical adjustments. When Devourers adapt to one weapon type, human ships switch to different systems seamlessly. Commander Price of the Dreadnought Victory demonstrates human tactical flexibility. Enemy vessel at bearing 27 Mark IV is regenerating, switching to plasma disruption. His ship's cannons reconfigure themselves in seconds, changing from nano-disruptor launchers to modified Corvin plasma weapons. The enhanced firepower burns through Devourer defenses like acid through paper. The enemy begins to retreat, but Admiral Kane isn't finished. "All ships implement capture protocol. We need prisoners for intelligence gathering." Human vessels deploy new weapons, gravitational nets that trap fleeing ships in artificial gravity wells. Several smaller Devourer vessels find themselves caught, unable to escape or fight effectively. Within 6 hours, the battle ends. 15 Devourer ships lie destroyed, their biomechanical remains drifting in space. 5 more have been captured, intact. The remaining 7 have fled back through dimensional rifts. Captain Rex, his ship rescued by human engineering teams, stares at the aftermath in amazement. "Admiral Kane, how did you know their weapons would fail against your shields?" Kane's response reveals the depth of human preparation. "We've been monitoring Devourer energy signatures for 50 years. Every deep space probe, every exploration mission was also gathering intelligence on potential enemies." A first fleet regroups around the captured Devourer vessels. Science ships begin detailed analysis while engineering crews work to understand. Biomechanical technology, the galaxy's first victory against the Devourers, belongs to humanity. But this was only the vanguard. The real test approaches with the main Devourer armada. The main Devourer fleet arrives like a plague of living darkness. Captain Rex's sensors, now repaired and upgraded with human technology, detect the massive armada 3 days before visual contact. The readings are beyond anything in galactic records. Admiral Kane, Rex reports from his position at the galaxies. Edge, the main fleet is ... immense. My instruments count over 3,000 vessels, and some of them are the size of small moons. Admiral Kane stands in the command center of Defiance, surrounded by holographic displays, showing all 11 human fleets moving into final positions. Each fleet has taken its assigned sector, creating a defensive network that spans half the galaxy. All fleet commanders, this is Kane. Execute Operation Guardian. The real war begins now. Fleet Admiral Stone commands the Second Fleet near the Corvin homeworld. Her ships spread into defensive formation as massive Devourer bioships phase into normal space. These vessels make the Vanguard look like escort craft. Tentacles of living metal writhe across halls that pulse with malevolent energy. Second Fleet, weapons free, Stone commands. Show them what human engineering can do. Her flagship Vengeance leads the assault with new weapons developed from captured Devourer technology. Quantum torpedoes tear through space-time itself, creating gravitational wounds that even biomechanical ships cannot heal. Meanwhile, Fleet Admiral Cross positions the Third Fleet to protect the Tau Empire's industrial worlds. His tactical display shows Devourer creatures that defy description. Ships that look like enormous jellyfish trailing energy tentacles, others resembling metallic spiders with weapons for legs. These things aren't just ships, Cross mutters to his science officer. They're predators that have been hunting galaxies for millions of years. The battle unfolds across multiple star systems simultaneously. Human fleets demonstrate the coordination that shocked the Galactic Council. When the Sixth Fleet encounters unexpected Devourer reinforcements, the Seventh and Eighth Fleets adjust their positions instantly, providing support without waiting. For orders, Admiral Kane monitors the galaxy-wide engagement from his command center. Quantum communication networks carry real-time data from every battlefield. His tactical computers process information faster than any organic mind could comprehend. Admiral, reports his communications officer. Fleet Admiral Hayes reports that Fourth Fleet has engaged Devourer planet killers near Centauri Prime. She's requesting permission to use experimental weapons. Granted, Kane replies without hesitation. All fleet commanders have authorization to use any weapons necessary for victory. The Fourth Fleet unleashes humanity's most closely guarded secret, reality bombs. These weapons don't destroy matter. They edit it out of existence entirely. When deployed against the massive Devourer planet killers, the results are spectacular and terrifying. Entire Devourer ships simply cease to exist, leaving perfectly spherical voids in space-time. The surviving enemy vessels recoil from the Fourth Fleet as if facing something they've never encountered before. Captain Rex, monitoring the battles from his observation post, witnesses something unprecedented. Admiral Kane, the Devourers are... they're afraid. I've never seen them retreat from any engagement, but they're actually pulling back from human positions. The tide of battle shifts as human fleets press their advantages. The Fifth Fleet, protecting the Zephyrian refugee worlds, demonstrates human adaptability by modifying their weapons mid-battle. When Devourer bioships adapt to nano-disruptors, human ships switch to temporal displacement weapons that age enemy hulls by centuries and seconds. Fleet Admiral Park, commanding the Ninth Fleet near the galactic core, faces the largest concentration of Devourer forces. Her sensors detect something that changes everything. A Devourer command ship the size of a small planet, covered in weapons that could sterilize entire star systems. All fleets, this is Park. I've found their flagship. The creature is massive, but it's coordinating their entire strategy. If we can take it down... double quotes, Admiral Kane's response is immediate. All fleet commanders converge on Admiral Park's position. We end this now. The 11 human fleets begin a coordinated movement that defies tactical logic. Ships that were light years apart somehow arrive at the galactic core within hours of each other. The convergence is so precise that watching alien species wonder. If humans have mastered faster-than-light travel itself, the final battle begins as 11 human fleets surround the Devourer flagship. The massive biomechanical entity unleashes weapons that could crack planets, but human shields hold firm. Return fire from 11 fleets creates a storm of energy that lights up the galactic core. Admiral Kane gives the final order. All ships, fire everything. The combined firepower of humanity's greatest military achievement focuses on a single target. Nano-disruptors, quantum torpedoes, reality bombs, and weapons that don't have names yet converge on the Devourer command ship. Ancient creature that has devoured countless galaxies screams across dimensions as it dies. With its destruction, the remaining Devourer forces lose coordination and flee back to the void between galaxies. Asterisk, the galaxy is saved, but at tremendous cost. 6 months after the Devourer War, the Galactic Council convenes for the most important session in its history. The Great Chamber on Haven Point bears scars from the conflict blast marks on walls, empty seats where entire species once sat. The cost of victory weighs heavily on every survivor. Admiral Kane enters the chamber changed by war. His hair has gone completely gray, and his eyes carry the weight of difficult decisions. Behind him walks General Stone, now bearing the scars of personal combat, and Dr. Wells, whose experimental weapons saved the galaxy, but haunted her dreams. Council. Leader Voss, his reptilian features showing signs of exhaustion, calls the session to order. We gather today not just as survivors, but as witnesses to the greatest military achievement in galactic history. The statistics are staggering. Of the 3,000 Devourer vessels that invaded, only a handful escaped back to the void. But the cost to the galaxy was enormous. 17 entire star systems sterilized, 43 billion lives lost, and the industrial capacity of 6 major species reduced to rubble. Without human intervention, Moss continues, casualty estimates. Project total galactic extinction within 18 months. Instead, we sit here today as free beings. Ambassador Tal of the Corvin Collective stands slowly. His people's homeworld survived, but barely. Admiral Kane, your species has done the impossible. You've defeated an enemy that consumed galaxies. Before our civilizations even existed, we owe you everything. Kane's response surprises the assembly. You owe us nothing. We fought for our home, just like you would have fought for yours. Commander Nix of the Tau Empire shakes his head. Admiral, our combined fleets couldn't have stopped even the Devourer vanguard. Your 11 fleets saved us all. The Council must acknowledge this debt. The only debt, Kane replies firmly, is the one we all share. We must ensure this never happens again. Dr. Wells activates a holographic display showing the current state of galactic defenses. The image reveals a transformed military landscape. Human shipyards work alongside alien facilities, sharing technology that was once classified. Corvin plasma weapons now incorporate human cooling systems. Zephyrian biotechnology enhances human hull designs. We propose the formation of the Galactic Defense Force, Kane announces. Not a human-controlled military, but a true alliance, where every species contributes their strengths. The proposal shocks many delegates. Instead of demanding tribute or subservience, humanity offers partnership. Elder Zax speaks for the Zephyrian remnant. Admiral Kane, your species possesses the strongest military in galactic history. Why share this power? Kane's answer reflects human philosophy at its core. Because power hoarded is power wasted, the Devourers will return eventually. When they do, we need to be ready as a unified galaxy, not scattered civilizations hoping someone else will save them. General Stone presents the military framework. Each species will maintain their traditional fleets while contributing to joint defense initiatives. Human technology sharing will accelerate fleet development across all member species. The plan is revolutionary. Instead of the traditional council structure, where military decisions required lengthy debates, the new system creates rapid response capabilities. Human quantum communication networks will link all member fleets, allowing instant coordination. Across the galaxy. Captain Rex, now promoted to Commodore and serving as liaison between human and alien forces, addresses the assembly. I've seen what humans can accomplish when they prepare for war, but I've also seen what we can build when we prepare for peace. The new Galactic Defense Force structure places Admiral Kane as Supreme Commander, but with oversight from a joint military council representing all species. Human fleets will serve as rapid response forces, while allied species focus on regional defense and industrial support. Ambassador Vega raises the crucial question: what happens when other threats emerge? Will humanity always bear the primary burden? Kane's response becomes legendary in galactic history. Humanity doesn't seek to be your eternal guardians. We seek to make you strong enough that guardians become unnecessary. The vote is unanimous. Every surviving species endorses the new defense framework. The Galactic Council transforms from a diplomatic body into a true government with the military. Power to enforce peace. As the session ends, Kane stands before the great windows overlooking space. In the distance, construction crews from dozens of species work together on new defensive platforms. Human engineers share workspace with Corvin technicians, and Tau shipbuilders. Dr. Wells joins him at the window. Do you think they'll really be ready when the next threat comes? Kane watches a young human officer explaining shield harmonics to a group of alien cadets. The scene represents something that didn't exist 6 months ago, a truly integrated galactic military. They'll be ready, he says with certainty, because we won't just teach them our technology, we'll teach them our philosophy. The galaxy has new guardians, but more importantly, it has learned to guard itself. The age of human protection has begun, with the ultimate goal of making itself unnecessary.